insane. Cost of living is insane. That can absolutely financially cripple somebody. But in addition to that, we've done away with debtors' prisons. If you owe a debt to somebody, you can't be sent to prison. We've done away with it with one exception: child support. Child support is the only debt that you can owe that if you don't pay it, you can get sent to prison, sent to jail.
It takes two to get pregnant, though, so each should take accountability.
Right, let's use those
to
arguments
it.
for abortion.
But it takes two to get pregnant. Both have to take the accountability in a mistake.
Yeah, but why can women escape from their responsibility?
How? They're the one having a kid.
Abortion. Oh
Okay,
my
okay.
God.
Responsibility.
Women can escape
Easily.
from responsibility.
Yeah.
Men can't. Unplanned pregnancies happen all the time.
Well met. See you around.
Greetings. Be careful.
Damn, Ravalo! Unless you're gonna sell me shit. In that case. Off! Where am I going? Alright.
Health warning. Health warning.
What? It doesn't kill me anymore.
Health warning.
There we go. Oh hey, Dark Moon Fire's gone. It was just here like a couple hours ago. Well, no wonder we were so busy yesterday, last night. I should have sold stuff. Oops. Alrighty then.
Need help?
Farewell.
Do you even have that one? I do. Gungrave. What a name. I like Gaggook much better. It's my minion, my imp is called Gaggook. Kneel before Gaggook. Gungrave just sounds stupid.
Need something?
How are you?
Wait, why did you die? What? Did I at least get the... I got the soul slot mag at least. Okay, I heard this go pling. Like, what the fuck?
What can I do for you? Can I help you?
Oh, I should have died. I didn't read it, whatever. What ifs?
What can I do for you? What can I do for you? Like to be with you. Hello. Safe travels.
How do I get this over here? Meow. Meow. Is it just slash bed attack? Or is it in there? What? What do you want? Cats.
How are ya?
Well met.
Here's the thing, I'm not sure what the... What's up, Naskur? You ready for tomorrow? the Burning Crusade pre-patch for Classic Anniversary. So we can have Draenei or Blood Elves if you're into that. Dirty ass hordes. I just think I don't care about PvP races no more. I used to, but now it's like, whatever. I just take what I want. I'll make a Draenei mage. I have a gnome warlock, a night elf rogue, and a human warrior. Of course, retail, I have every single class on both sides. I may play this game too much. To be fair, I haven't played Classic since Vanilla, so this is all new to me, kinda. I did play a little bit of hardcore, but we played Horde on that one.
Keep your feet on the ground.
Great to meet you.
Why is it on the bottom? It should be on the top. That's not annoying at all. Of course it's Russia. Comrade, help! We start war and no can finish. Dumbass Russians. Yeah. All those Nazis in their government, right? No, they just like to do the spying. Can't have it both ways. Am I supposed to go? I need to kill these as well. Hey, nice. New Atozi video from 9 hours ago. IRL streamers arrested live for waving firearms at Big Ben.
This
Fucking
streamer was
retards.
arrested live after pulling out a fake firearm in front of the Big Ben, and what probably meant to just be like some sort of like stupid joke between friends turned into a situation involving a platform ban, armed police, and a series of arrests that for some reason none of them expected. Like, hello, buddy, you're in England, the same country that arrests you for Instagram comments. When I lived there, I couldn't buy a butter knife without ID. So if you're filming yourself holding what looks to be a firearm in front of one of the most famous landmarks in the world, why do you have a surprised Pikachu face when you get arrested for it? Either way, meet Crymo, an IRL streamer who's built his audience through chaotic public interactions, prank
Complete
calls, and generally doing
retard.
whatever comes to mind while broadcasting it live. And clearly, that doesn't always go the best way for him. But as far as we can tell, that approach has, I guess, been working for him, at least for attention. He's grown his following pretty steadily and even scored an interview with BBC Radio 1 back in November of 2025. And here he talked about his streaming journey. And I'm only mentioning that because in the same interview, he talked about monetizing his content. And despite having a whole bunch of followers, he was questioning when the revenue was actually supposed to come. Which again, shows how non-lucrative making content like this really is. Like, I would say a lot of creators make a lot less money than what you would actually expect. Especially the guys who harass people with IRL streams and edgy pranks. Because often, they don't even get monetized and heavily rely on donations. And this just makes the incident that we're about to discuss even more ironic, since, you know, the decision he made on January 3rd did nothing to help any of that. So, what happened? Well, on Saturday night, just after 10:30 p.m.,
Stab the
Crymo was
bitch!
live streaming in Westminster Bridge in London with about 10 other people. And if you're not familiar with the area, it's directly outside of the Parliament. With
I need ears. How the fuck does this guy not have ears? What's going on here? I can see the ears. They're right there.
Monitored by security cameras.
Let me cut them off.
By officers around the clock, both in uniform and undercover. So Crymo and his group were positioned in the central area with traffic flowing past them on both sides. And at some point during the stream, they decided to do this. Because while trying to mimic the style of quote-unquote an Atlanta jit, Crymo pulled out what looked to be a black firearm and started pointing it towards the camera.
Hellcat, the first Hellcat in the UK. Hey man, RP Granny man. Hey man, say man, UK man. Say man, on mama we live, man. My mama we live, bro. I got a Glock 19. I'm 18.
What a fascinating
Fucking
use of free
retards.
will. How are you doing this in public with a straight face without realizing what's going to happen? Either way, the thing that looked like a firearm turned out to be a toy, and then that thing was just passed around all the different guys in the group, with everyone continuing to wave it in plain view of passing cars and bystanders, and at one point even having Crymo pretend to do a 360 no-scope.
Get up here, get up here. No. I'm not quick scope. Shoot what you do with that. Hey, show them. 360 no scope. 360 no scope. Ah, he's gone. He's gone. He's gone.
Yeah, this might be the least self-aware group of guys ever. And that might have also been the least athletic jump I've seen in a while. It's like bro forgot to dial up his sensitivity because that was nowhere near 360. He cannot join phase with that. Not like anyone could anyway right now. But obviously, many concerned citizens immediately called the police to report what they were seeing. And, you know, since it's outside of the parliament, within minutes of those calls coming in, several Metropolitan Police vehicles showed up to the scene. And the stream was obviously still running. So we got to watch in real time as officers surrounded the group and shut everything down.
Oh, we're done. Oh,
Fucking retards. How do you not expect this to happen? Like you're in like one of the most authoritarian countries in the fucking Western Hemisphere. What the fuck do you expect is gonna happen, you retards? Right? Morons.
My bad. Shouldn't have shown a firearm in public in front of the parliament. Who would have thought that was a bad idea? But at one point during the arrest, an officer explained they'd been spotted on CCTV with what looked like to be a firearm. And obviously, we can tell from the footage that everyone was pretty shocked at how quickly that situation escalated.
Someone here got a gun. Has someone here got a gun? Look about.
This fucker is a fucking priest! How about I heal, motherfucker?
But I mean, again, they should have seen this coming. And ironically, they didn't even need the CCTV. The live streamers already were there, documenting themselves doing all this. But either way, the Metropolitan Police later released a statement confirming what happened. They received reports at 10:30 p.m. about the streamers near Westminster Bridge. Officers responded immediately, and 11 men were arrested on suspicion of possessing an imitation firearm in public. The toy gun was then confiscated at the scene, and everyone involved was eventually released on bail while the investigation continued. Right. I mean, IRL streamers are starting off 2026 strong, I see. Here's the thing about Westminster Bridge that makes the whole situation even more serious.
Minister,
because
not
obviously
minister.
it's where the government operates, and there's been multiple tragedies there before. Back in March of 2017, Westminster Bridge was the site of a major attack that ended 4 people.
Westminster Bridge. My God, you speak English for crying out loud. Like you, he even puts the word on screen. There's clearly no I after the N.
People's lives and injured another 50 people. Keith Palmer, who was an
Words
unarmed
have
police
meaning.
officer, confronted the attacker and prevented him from going inside of the House of Parliament. But
That's what he's saying. Yeah, that's not how it's written.
Keith received the George
Or
Medal
actually said.
posthumously for his actions that day, and what happened fundamentally
Westminster.
changed how security operates in that area. So when we're talking about why police responded the way they did to reports of someone with a firearm near Westminster Bridge in 2026,
Bro.
that context matters a lot. So now,
I literally had to comment. I literally had to
in
make
the
a
UK,
comment.
carrying a realistic imitation firearm in public is actually a criminal offense and can land you in prison for 12 months. Imagine 360 no-scoping yourself into 1 year of prison. GG. Like, what a massive skill issue. I'm starting to realize that life is just one big IQ test because 99.99999% of people are smart enough to not flaunt a fake firearm in front of a government building, but then you have these guys. I mean, the law exists for some pretty obvious reasons. Fake guns that look real can cause mass panic. Force police to respond to situations when they have to assume the weapon is real until proven otherwise. So that creates some dangerous moments for both the officers and the people who are dumb enough to wave around the fake firearm. Because unfortunately, police just can't assume that
See?
it's fake.
You
They
help
don't have the
people.
luxury of
You
assuming,
fuck.
oh, yeah, what they're doing is just for content. However, as of right now, Crimo and the 10 others arrested, they've been released under investigation while they continue investigating, which means the legal aspect of this isn't over yet. So we'll kind of have to wait and see what ultimately happens with the charges. After being released on bail, though, Crimo did upload footage on YouTube on Monday, January 5th, and then on Thursday, January 8th, where he posted a follow-up video addressing the situation, claiming that all of his bank assets have been frozen now. And honestly, I don't know if he's joking or not. It seems like they can freeze your assets in the UK, but I have no clue if they would actually do it in a situation like this. Either way, though, that was certainly a way to describe what happened.
The police have froze all my assets. My bank account is frozen. I am getting done like Andrew Tate. I'm getting
This fucking retard looks Muslim as well. So, like, a country that is known for having Muslim extremists commit fucking crazy-ass terrorist attacks in the middle of the goddamn... Actually, exactly where he was standing, and then he's like, I'm getting consequences for my actions. What's going on? Like, bitch, are you fucking serious? Honestly, they should put you a year in jail just so you learn a fucking lesson, man. These people are fucking... Oh. Nuisance streamers are the worst, bro.
And done like Fredo. This is not right. What they have done to me is not good. All the millions I have in the bank has been frozen. All from a little joke. I understand I was in the wrong, but the police have taken advantage of me. So right now I'm on bail, yeah? I have conditions. My conditions are, I cannot speak to any of the man them. I can't be with more than 2 people in public. I cannot be in the city of Westminster. And I understand it's because of my...
Westminster! Oh my god, even he says it wrong.
For my behavior. You know what it is? It's like, there's jokes, then there's going too far.
And this guy is fucking... Deport. Fucking deport, dude. You can't even say the fucking name of the city right. Get the fuck out. Right? Jesus fucking Christ.
You get carried away with social media. So listen, kids, I do not advise...
I'm slightly joking, but still.
Yeah. Unfortunately for him, the legal situation isn't his only problem, because Twitch also decided to ban him for 30 days after the incident, which means he can't stream on the platform for a full month. And from what I can tell, that's his only source of income. But apparently he's traveled to Dubai pretty much right after being released on bail and dealing with the Twitch ban, which just really leads me to the question, why do influencers always commit crimes in the UK and then immediately flee to Dubai? Like, in before he pulls an HS tiki-taki and just stays there for years. But either way, a new year has arrived and it seems like nothing has changed when it comes to IRL streamers doing stupid things around the world. So feel free to subscribe if you're new here, because clearly...
Honestly, just deport him. Like... Problem solved. He's already in Dubai. Just revoke his passport. Done. Problem solved.
This is Commander Bovino. That's a real man right there. That's what you call a real man right there. But anyway, he just did an interview with Laura Ingraham on Fox. And this is a representative, what's her name? Sangra Feist, I think. Yeah, she's an immigration attorney, right? She's also an immigration attorney. But anyway, Bovino embarrasses this woman because they're like having a little debate. Right. And, okay, so check this out. So she comes over to them. Okay.
Kids have a right to have this experience.
Yeah, for you cursing like the state representative, Sarah, did your parents teach you that? Or where did you learn such foul language? Such a simple question. I'm asking you guys. Simple question there.
Yeah,
yes.
I did too
learn how to human beings. You know, it's very interesting when we make your community safer. Your residents thank us, but you don't know that as a representative of the...
Could you explain to me why are you not...
The way she sounds alone, you know immediately. Oh my god. You know immediately the type of person you're dealing with.
Arresting criminals, why are so few of the people that you have arrested and detained and deported people with criminal records?
They're all criminals. They've all crossed the border illegally. Exactly.
Crossing the border is
No, 18 U.S.C. 1325 illegal entry. That's a federal crime. Yes.
Yeah, why do... she's an immigration attorney. She's a state...
He even quoted her the exact statute. That's hilarious, bro.
Representative up there in Minnesota or whatever. How can she not know that? Now, when you come here on a visa and you overstay your visa, that's civil. Right. But you actually coming into the country illegally, that's a crime. Yeah. Like you working in the United States illegally is a crime. Yeah. What's that, baby? For you to work in the United States, you got to falsify documents. Right? You're a United States citizen. Yeah. These people are criminals. Yeah.
It's still considered civil immigration enforcement.
Oh, I have to go.
Call me cool. That's a tough one. Yes, yes it is. Doesn't make
Health warning.
I'm gonna die.
Health warning.
Who is deporting construction workers?
Health warning.
Reporting illegal immigrants and criminals, making America a safer place. The double-digit drops in crime. You look at the statistics nationwide. Or you don't care about
Over
that.
the last, like,
Health warning.
correlation is not causation.
When we're there, that does cause that. Then what causes it then?
Well, I don't know. I saw a
You
crime
don't know
recently, and the
exactly.
crime was
She said correlation doesn't prove causation. And he's like, well, what caused it then? Well, I don't know. That's crazy. I'm going to play that again. That is nuts.
When we're there, that does cause that. Then what causes it then?
Well, I don't know. I saw a
You
crime
don't know
recently, and the
exactly.
crime was ice.
You don't know exactly. Yo, this lady walked up to the wrong fucking officer, dude.
Agent, you won't have an outcome that you don't agree with.
Holy shit, that's funny.
Yeah, I thought that law enforcement was supposed to be trained in de-escalation.
And that is, they did. They
Shooting
did.
someone in the face is not de-escalation.
Like, is there any blame lie with that woman? Yeah. What's that old saying? An ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. Yeah, they complain about how federal agents have immunity, and they should have immunity. Right. Y'all giving a woman immunity. Yeah. She can't do no wrong. Right. But this is why we give our law enforcement immunity.
Well, she can't anymore.
They would be sued into oblivion. Nobody would want to be a police officer. Because these people on the left, yeah, people like this will sue them. Yeah. It's funny how Rovina got a clean high and tight. Well, that's a high and tight. It's clean right there, man. He's squared away too. He squared away. His uniform's pressed. Yeah. Look at the discipline in this man. Great posture. That's a real man right there. Must have been in the Marine Corps. He must have been he must be a former Marine. Like they're over there minding their own business. She comes up and starts talking to him. I think she wants a date, really. Seems like she's getting turned on. Like, she's like, this Bofino is a real man. He could be in my place. Yeah. He's probably sexually frustrated. Well, we just ain't gonna see it. We gonna say we are. Oh, all right, yeah. Being provocative. Look at her. He's sitting there trying to think up a question to ask. Right. She's not prepared. Yeah.
That's your job.
I work with OAN.
Like the comms people?
No, I work with OAN.
Oh,
We love watching representatives use their First Amendment. I think it's fantastic.
well, I'm a former member of the ACLU of Minnesota board, and I believe it was
Good for you.
Good.
About the Second Amendment. You believe in that one?
Don't have a
You don't have just the ones that suit you there, Representative, right? What about that Second Amendment?
Well, I don't know if you've heard, but we had a shooting in a school here in Minnesota recently. And
What's that got to do with the Second Amendment?
Well, I think that if we had some common sense gun violence prevention.
Who gets to say it's common sense? You?
Well, yes, I'm the legislator.
Exactly, and I think that's definitely the problem there.
Is it?
Bro, I hadn't seen this before. This is the fucking clip everyone was talking about like a day ago. That's funny, bro. This bitch gets torched, dude. Holy shit.
When you use that violent rhetoric around children, yeah, I'd say that you probably are not exercising a lot of common sense there, Representative.
I'm here as a volunteer for the Minnesota Youth in Government. And the point of Minnesota Youth in Government is to encourage
Oh wait, I have to get
children
these
to
fucking
participate
boxes.
in our civic institutions, to learn about them, to learn how to exercise their constitutional rights.
I do that. I do the same thing. I haven't interfered in anything, but I do the same thing. I take children to shooting ranges, and I teach them to shoot, to exercise their Second Amendment rights that it seems like you want to take away.
I don't have strong opinions about the Second Amendment. I just care about
Just the ones you
children's
want, right? Just those rights you think you need to care about.
Well, I
But not the
just
second.
want
That's always the litmus test. Always the litmus test.
I just want people to live in peace.
Me too. That Second Amendment does that.
Really? Well, there's people dying, children.
And who's doing that? A bunch of wild, criminals. They act like people. No, not just criminals. Democrats. Yeah, they act like people like
People are going out getting gun permits, going to gun ranges just to go commit crimes.
Yeah, it's a bunch of criminals getting guns that they shouldn't have, doing horrible things with them. And you want to ban everybody's right for a gun when it's Democrat voters or people who, if they did vote, will vote democratically.
They're overwhelmingly Democrats.
Yeah.
What about the lives that are saved by guns? You don't talk about that, do you?
Does anybody die from fentanyl? I'm just wondering because the end all is get rid of guns, people don't die. Is fentanyl still killing people in Minnesota? Just wondering. Because it's illegal. Because it's illegal. Good.
She doesn't like that question. Look at this bitch's face. Bitch, are you for real? She didn't like that one.
She don't even get his point. Well, fentanyl's banned. People still dying from it.
Right.
Even if you ban guns, people still gonna die from guns.
Right.
That's his point.
Government, we don't hand out fentanyl. Is fentanyl killing people in Minnesota? See, this is where you need to
Bye,
count to 10.
Felicia. Walk away. Bye.
Count to 10.
I really don't want you to leave, but yes.
It's time to go.
Bovino says it's time to go.
Because it's illegal.
That was an order, too. It's time to go. Commander Bovino.
It's time to go.
So damn. That's a real man. Yeah.
That was nice. Hadn't seen that yet.
How are you? Off with you. Interest you on a pint?
That's gonna take a while. Apparently, Tim Walz is set to resign, like, between this and a week from now. Apparently, that's the rumor. Because he's probably getting indicted in the whole fraud shit. Another rumor. That'd be interesting. We're gonna keep our eyes on that. That'd be hilarious. That dude was almost vice president, and then it comes out, oh, you want an actual criminal? There you go, right? That's fucking crazy, dude.
They're good.
I look bigger in those mirrors where things look bigger. I do hope to find some interesting gadgets around here. I do love tinkering with things.
None of these are actually jokes.
I had an idea for a device that you could put small pieces of bread in to cook. But in the end, I really didn't think there would be much of a market for it. You know, I really wish I had a garden where I could put a couple of human statues.
Ah, fucker.
Rent in Montgomery County has been a contentious issue for months now, with competing plans to try to grant relief to renters. Today, council is expected to vote on a plan that would limit rent increases.
Imagine for a moment that you have a friend, and that friend tells you that they have an amazing idea on how they themselves can acquire fantastical electromagnetic powers. And that idea is as follows. They decide that they are going to take a key that each and every one of us has in order to get into our homes, and they're going to stick that key into an outlet in their house with the circuit breaker turned on, and that will result in them acquiring these fantastical abilities. Now, you're a bit skeptical, so you ask your friend why they believe that this will actually work and why they think this won't result in their death, and they give you a bunch of cases of other people doing this, citing them as positive examples of this working, and then they tell you once they get those electromagnetic powers, they're going to use them in order to help society, and it's going to be absolutely brilliant, and you will enjoy it. But then you think to yourself, let me look up some of those names. Let me look up each and every one of those names, each and every one of those cases, to determine whether or not if the claims being made by your friend actually end up holding up to scrutiny. And what you ultimately find out is that every single one of those people mentioned by your friend died from this process. They died. They got killed doing this thing. None of them had electromagnetic powers. So then you rush over to your friend's house to stop him before he does this, and all of a sudden, yeah, he did it. He did it anyway. Why did he do it anyway? And get get the same exact results. Well, guess what? This is essentially the perfect analogy for rent control and rent stabilization policies, and we have yet another example of politicians shoving this key right into that freaking outlet, electrocuting themselves, and then wondering what the hell happened, even though, again, these are absolutely predictable consequences. This case is out of Montgomery County in Maryland. It's been an absolute disaster, and this is what we're going to talk about today, because all the same methods that was used to sell rent control in all the different other places,
I should really
not
buy a
just in the
wand.
United States of America, but worldwide, were deployed in order to get this passed. It passed unanimously because politicians are absolute idiots, and guess what? The exact predicted consequences ended up coming to fruition. It's absolutely embarrassing, and now politicians are thinking, well, maybe we could tweak the law slightly in order to fix this problem that was created by them in the first place. This is what we're going to talk about today, but before we do, I want to thank everybody who didn't stick a key in the AC adapter and supports me over on actualjusticewarrior.com/join.
Give me the money. Give me the money.
Okay.
That is correct. In just a few short hours,
Bro, there's so
ago,
many
the
people here,
Montgomery
dude.
County
Fuck.
Council unanimously approved
It's the middle of the day.
regulations on how this law will be implemented. Advocates say this is good news for the county's renters.
So look, I'm a big supporter of the local news. In fact, it is very difficult for me to find out what is going on in the various local municipalities around this country without them. So in general, I am grateful to them. However, one of the things that I absolutely cannot stand about local news coverage of the rent control / stabilization issue is the fact that each and every time they talk about it as a victory for tenants, they have chyrons that are absolutely absurd in every possible way. And this local news segment is an exact example of what I'm talking about, because it says council to vote on anti-rent gouging bill today, because apparently the real issue in Montgomery County is not restrictive zoning, which is the issue, by the way, 99.9% of the time when it comes to actually having higher rental prices and higher housing prices. You're not building enough housing. That's the number one issue. Usually it's due to government regulations. It's actually all these landlords that are gouging people with rent. It's nothing to do with supply and demand. What even is that? Where have we seen any example of you actually increasing supply and rent dropping other than Austin, Texas, Dallas, Texas, Houston, Florida, Nashville, Tennessee, and everywhere that doesn't have these stupid ass policies and actually allows you to build? Where else besides that have we actually seen that work? Oh, Minneapolis, it's worked there over there too when they actually cleaned up their zoning code. Nowhere. Obviously it has to be the landlords gouging you. So of course, with this local news coverage and a bunch of tenant advocate groups, we ended up seeing this law pass unanimously.
Two of the biggest topics dominating the conversation at tonight's town hall: rent control and affordable housing.
We have a lot more work to do. We have affordable housing challenges and a housing crisis.
The council says over 130,000 households in Montgomery County struggle to make rent every month. They're working to produce over 31,000 low-cost housing units by 2030.
Now, of course, politicians say, hey, all the developers and the landlords and the property people that are just trying to lobby to not have this rent control law in place, they're fear-mongering. They're not telling the truth. In reality, what we're going to do is pass this rent control, but also we're going to approve more building. So we're going to get like 30,000 more affordable housing units on the market, and everything's going to be solved. This policy is definitely going to work because we're going to pair it with building more affordable housing, and that has never failed at any point in human history. And in fact, this is the exact promise that Zoran Mamdani has made, even though again it fails all the time everywhere that it's been tried. We talk about comparing Minneapolis, which cleaned up their zoning code and didn't implement rent control, and you compare that to St. Paul, which actually did implement one of the strictest rent controls in the entire country, and what we saw was a mirror image of these twin cities where property construction permits ended up going down 61% in St. Paul, while it rose 65% in Minneapolis, obviously showing us the direction on which way to go. But Montgomery County thinks that they've outsmarted everyone, and they're actually going to fix this. Now, of course, there are specific details in this particular policy that I want you to take note of after they ended up passing it unanimously and then develop the rules for it.
Please indicate by raising your hand. That is unanimous.
Montgomery County is moving forward on legislation almost a year in the making.
Really exciting moment. The community has been asking for this for years, actually.
Today, the county council took the final step in establishing laws to stabilize rent prices. Starting today, annual rent increases have a hard cap at 6%. An amendment also limits how much extra fines and fees property owners can charge.
So a couple of things are quite notable about the unanimous passage of these new rules. First and foremost, the woman that they interviewed has a horrible feminist haircut. She's wearing a mask along with another representative that's wearing a mask in July of 2024, indoors, again, still worried about COVID. And these are just the normal red flags that you know are going to be associated with bad public policy. But in addition to that, we hear about a hard 6% rent increase cap, and we also hear about limits to fines and fees, which again are very much consumer oriented and definitely 100% are not going to backfire. Obviously, this works all the time. Remember the key in the AC adapter and all the static shocks we got flying around as a result of that? It's definitely going to be aces all the way based on this policy. Trust me, this is why I'm doing the story, to show you the one time that they got rent control and rent stabilization correct in the entire history of the world.
Renters' rights advocates say this legislation is badly needed.
We have seen the consequences of lack of protection of renters who are experiencing a 10%, 15%, upwards of 25%, if not more, rent increases, right, annually.
However, the law does allow for exceptions. Currently, newly built properties and property owners who rent 2 or fewer units are exempt.
So right there we hear about the exceptions, and in the exceptions we hear that newly built properties for a period of time will actually be exempt, and in addition to that, properties with 2 units or fewer will also be exempt from these hard rent controls. So no big deal. They're thinking of all the things, and they're going to make sure this absolutely works. This is totally not going to create a system where you end up with more 2-family homes than any other kind of home when you're building up properties in order to increase supply in the rental market, thus undercutting the goal of 30,000 properties that they're promising to build in the other news segments. This is just gonna work. And by the way, we can go back to our other local news segment where they interview a tenant advocate and they tell you, listen, it may trim down a little bit of development in Montgomery County, but the benefits so much definitely gonna be worth it that this is gonna be a 10 out of 10 policy. Trust us, we figured it out in Montgomery County, Maryland.
Meanwhile, though, developers and property owners who were opposed to this idea of capping rent increases, they say that there are many areas of critical growth within Montgomery County that could be jeopardized because of aggressive rent caps.
I think there might be a little bit of that, but I think if you look at the problem overall, that's less of a problem than people not being able to.
Why do they always sound and look the same, dude?
Be
oh my
successful.
god,
And in order to
maybe
do
a
that, you really have to
little,
have an
like
affordable
Jesus.
place to live.
Now, I don't know if this Marion Jackson lady is an actual
Do
professional
you have
activist
to be
or she's just
fucking-
a regular, ordinary, dumb civilian, but if you hear that
So
confidence right there, that it's
stereotypical?
not really going to affect the market all that much, and in reality, the real issue is people having a more affordable place to live, that's really what we need to focus on and what we need to fix, and honestly, if it trims down building just a little bit, it's going to be totally fine, but she could not be more wrong, and more wrong in an embarrassing way, because guess what? The drop in multifamily homes, this is homes with 3 units or above, was 96% immediately after the implementation of this rule. Now, when you look at this graphic, what you find out is that 582 units were being built in the lead up to the passage of this particular law. That has dropped to 23 units. But when you look at the chart,
Why is
what
it
you end
going-
up seeing is a complete collapse
Flow
of
upwards, please,
multifamily
thank you.
building. As you can see, it was 1,240 permits issued in Q2 of 2024. Then in Q3, it was 313. And by the way, these rules were implemented in the middle of Q3. That's why you see the drop off there. But then in Q4, it's 8. Then Q1 of 2025, it's 7, then 23 in Q2, and then for year to date, it's 54. And by the way, for those of you who are
Soon.
curious, neighboring
See
counties
you
around
soon.
Montgomery County saw construction increase in these very categories. The only
Love the
thing
accents,
that was
bro.
different between those counties and Montgomery was, of course, the implementation of this rent control. Now, obviously, this is a disaster. You're never going to reach the number of units that you promised that you were going to reach prior to the passage of this bill. bill. And the reason why is because you basically disincentivize new building. You also have problems with people leaving apartments because once you're in a rent-controlled apartment, you never want to leave it, so no new inventory ends up becoming available. So everyone and anyone who's not lucky enough to get into one of these rent-controlled units is going to actually be paying higher prices. I believe that studies have shown consistently that people who are not in these regulated units end up paying 25% higher minimum on average due to the fact that the regulated units exist and obviously supply is crushed on the other end, not to mention that a bunch of units that are not profitable end up being removed from the market because it's actually cheaper to not rent them if you're the property owner. And all of this could have been avoided if they just didn't do the thing that has failed each and every time that it's been tried. If they just decided to be smart, look at Austin, which by the way recently saw their rents drop to below pre-pandemic levels without any rent control, by the way, because it's banned at the statewide level, just by allowing more building, and you wouldn't be in this situation. But of course, you can never do anything logical. You have to follow the dumbest path possible. And your county board is full of people with half-shaved heads that are still wearing COVID masks in 2024. This is the results that you get. So
Murder is more
County,
efficient with
once
more
again,
people.
Another failure, another disaster due to rent control and rent stabilization. And again, this is yet another reminder to all the people who are pretending that Mamdani can somehow combine YIMBY policies with rent control and rent stabilization, that those things are inherently in conflict. They cannot work together. They cannot be done. And this is why housing prices will go up dramatically if Mamdani gets his rent freeze, and private sector building is very likely to go down, not up. But you know what? Those are just my thoughts. I want to know what you guys think down in the comments below. As per usual, if you like this video, show them by leaving a like, subscribe for more content, follow me on the social medias, support me via support links in the description of this video. This has been me talking about the madness in Maryland. Till next time.
I guess the answer to that was no.
enough mana. I'm out of range.
I speak English. Not entirely sure what I said with Dursh. Nur eins. God damn it. I'm gonna have a drink.
Ilhan Omar finally got confronted about the infamous Quality Leering Center in Minneapolis, and she folds instantly. In fact, Ilhan gets extremely nervous anytime the reporter even mentions Somali fraud. She starts stuttering, stammering, and stumbling on her words, and even accidentally admits that new rules to prevent fraud would directly negatively impact the Somali community. As always, like the video and subscribe to the channel, but let's start with
There's
the
no way
latest
that's accurate,
development in
right?
the Minnesota fraud scandal, because I think that explains why Ilhan is so nervous.
It was literally a foreign ATM taking cash out of the United States to foreign destinations, and we don't know the reason why. But that is now under investigation by the FBI and HSI. And people say, well, is this normal? I mean, maybe this goes on at every airport. We got comparative statistics yesterday. The amount of money that these Somali couriers took out of the Minneapolis airport with the TSA flagging it daily was 99 times larger than all the cash that was declared in luggage going out of New York's JFK International Airport, one of the busiest international airports in America. 99 times more than what flies out of Dallas. 90% more. 90% more than what was flown out of Seattle, which is the most common airport for people to go to Asia from. This was an abnormally high amount of cash being stuffed in the luggage, being detected every day by the TSA. Because, by the way, the couriers they declared the money. They literally would say, yeah, we got $1 million in our suitcase, which you have to do to get it through the airport. And nobody in the Biden administration thought it was unusual that $1 million of cash was moving in luggage out of the country, out of Minneapolis every day. Way more than any other airport in America at the time.
Every new piece of information that comes out about this scandal makes it harder for politicians like Tim Walz and Ilhan Omar to argue that this was anything but intentional. Every rule was broken, every alarm
Y'all saw that too, right?
Every red flag alerted, but every politician was forced to accept it because the Somali voting bloc grew too powerful. They could either willfully ignore the fraud to receive the Somali vote and get flooded with campaign contributions, or they could try to expose the fraud, get threatened by Tim Walz, be publicly condemned as a racist, and lose their position in elected office. It was emotional extortion on the back of white liberal guilt. But let's get into this insane interview. The very first question the reporter asks Ilhan Omar is, did the woman who got shot by ICE do anything wrong? And just listen to Ilhan's response.
From the recordings that we see, is there anything that you believe was being done that should not have been done by Macklin Good? The administration says she was blocking the road. They are claiming this is an act of terrorism.
Yeah, Renee Nicole Good, as you hear her say, she's not mad. She's sitting in her car, peacefully waving cars to get by. This agent, as you see, gets out of his car, automatically starts running towards her, trying to open her door. She feels scared. She tries to turn the wheel away, and then you see the other officer, who can clearly see the car is moving, move towards the front of the car, which if they
This
are
bitch lying
saying
so
that
hard.
he has 10 years on service and is trained, he should know that you shouldn't be trying to get in front of...
She placed the car in front of him. Bro, this bitch is such a fucking liar, dude. Yo, you've got literal traitors in your government, America. Like, you guys are so... You laugh at how cooked Europe is, but at least the traitors aren't in the highest levels of our government yet.
Moving car, and so it is not acceptable for Kristi Noem
They're getting there, though.
and the president and the vice president to make these kind of judgments without there being a full investigation, even though we can see in the videos that have been produced so far that what they are describing is really not what is taking place.
So no.
Except
she
it's
did
exactly what was taking
absolutely
place.
Nothing to contribute to that situation unfolding how it did. She wasn't in the wrong for spending the entire day obstructing and interfering with ICE operations.
Bro, this last
She
tooth is
wasn't
fucking
in the
me up,
wrong
man.
for
Give me the
parking
fucking
perpendicular in the middle of a one-way street, in the middle of an active ICE operation. She wasn't in the wrong for not complying with officers who gave her a lawful order to exit the vehicle, and she wasn't in the wrong for trying to recklessly flee from law enforcement and almost running over an officer. No, the blame is entirely with the officer for
What
not
the fuck,
cinematically
dude?
diving out of the way like he's in a
Like, literally just need
transport
one
movie.
more.
And Democrats are once again trying to insult everybody's intelligence by pretending that sarcasm doesn't exist and claiming because the woman said to the ICE officer sarcastically that she wasn't mad at him, while her wife is standing there berating the ICE officer, clearly mad at him, and we should instead focus on her words of friendship and not her actual actions of trying to run over an ICE officer. But I showed you that clip first because
Bruh.
that's a talking point Ilhan Omar is happy to engage in, and she spouts her delusional nonsense confidently. But here's where the conversation turns to Somali fraud, and Ilhan Omar starts choking on her words.
Right now is a lot of heat on your state. Treasury Secretary Bessent called Minnesota ground zero for what may be the most egregious welfare scheme in our nation's history to date.
Inventory is full.
85 of the 98 people who were charged by the Justice Department with this welfare scheme are Somali. And you know this. The Treasury Secretary is probing whether any of the money was somehow funneled outside the country. He actually issued new standards. He's going to make it make someone disclose if they
Finally.
receive public assistance when they try to wire money out of the country, and he's lowered the bar for suspicious activity. What is the practical impact of doing that in the community?
It's just creating fear. What they are doing is creating confusion, chaos, trying to intimidate people from being able to exercise their regular, normal activities that they would.
If new rules being instituted
You mean
to prevent
defrauding the
fraud
government?
creates chaos in the Somali community, you're just admitting that the entire Somali community is engaging in fraud. Restrictions to stop fraud from occurring don't impact the lives of
She did actually
law-abiding
straight up admit
citizens
it.
at all. The Treasury
That's kinda
Secretary
crazy.
enacted a new rule that if you receive government welfare, you are unable to wire money out of the country. It is a common sense policy that if you require government assistance, you should not have so much excess that you can casually send it abroad. But that new rule change throws a giant wrench in the collective goal of the Somali people in America, which is to be a perpetual welfare dependent, steal as much money as you can from the taxpayer, and funnel it all entirely back to Somalia. But this is where Ilhan is confronted about the Quality Leering Center and about Tim Walsh dropping out due to this massive fraud.
Because the administration and many conservative allies of the administration argue that this is still ongoing. There was that conservative influencer who went out and posted this video that went viral alleging that daycare facilities were pocketing public funds.
Yeah, and as you know, he went hours where these businesses were not operating.
Yeah, CBS went out and did
which
its own
again creates
investigation.
the level of confusion and chaos that is not necessary in a moment when we are trying to deal with a serious problem that needs serious people to be able to address it.
But do you think there was no recorded evidence of fraud according to the CBS investigation that was conducted? But Governor Walsh did choose to not run for re-election. He dropped out of the race because of all of this.
Because he wants to focus on defending our state and not defending a seat.
Do you think there has been a sufficient level of accountability and ownership of the failure to have oversight here? Do you think this ends?
I want to focus on the state instead of my own political career, said literally no politician ever. Like, this bitch is so fucking dumb, she expects you to be a retard too. Like, Fucking crazy, bro.
We want to.
She is once again intentionally spreading falsehoods because her unwavering loyalty lies with the Somali people. The Quality Leering Center was licensed from 6 a.m. to 7 p.m. The narrative of its hours being 2 to 10 p.m. was only created after Nick Shirley exposed that it was empty in the middle of the day. It also had some 90 violations, which is why it was closed earlier in the year, but still received $2 million from the state of Minnesota. So after the whole thing was exposed, they tried to first change the sign to actually say learning, and then they brought in a bunch of
they couldn't
kids
even do
to
that.
invite the dishonest mainstream media in there.
They
to push
misspelled the street
narrative
wrong
that
as
it
well.
was
These
a
people are
legitimate
so fucking.
operation.
You can't overestimate these people's intelligence. It's just not possible.
Even when it was still technically closed due to violations. And then the state officially announced that it was closed as of a week ago. And then she confirmed she has no idea whether the fraud is still ongoing, which we know it is because the Leering Center got $2 million while it was closed after receiving 90 violations. And then in this next clip, she complains that the federal government should continue to send Minnesota infinite money, even though it's all being defrauded.
There is no justification for this search. We know that ICE has the ability to conduct raids. There is no reason to have over 2,000 people coming in to our city and creating the level of
There
terror
definitely
that
is.
they have created.
Well, the administration.
Because they're run by people like you who are straight up traitors to the American government. Kind of crazy how that's allowed, in my opinion, but you know.
Argues that they have to do it because the state failed to, right?
The federal government and the state have been working peacefully together and have brought justice to these 87 people that you've described. None of the search that they have conducted has produced
Some governmentarian here did that too. She wasn't Belgian either. She wasn't native either, I'll put it that way. Defrauded a whole ton of things. They didn't even stick that bitch in jail. I'm pretty sure she's not even deported. She's resigned, but this bitch doesn't even have the decency to resign, right? That's the craziest part. Like, holy shit, dude. But at least they could tie directly, right? The money was directly in her bank account, so that's an easy. But still, it's so easy. Stick her in jail. No, actually, no, don't stick her in jail. Strip her of her fucking nationality and send her back to whatever shithole she came from and see if she can fucking steal their government's money there. Something tells me if she tries it over there, they won't be so fucking nice about it, alright?
any sort of criminal activity. They haven't been able to charge.
It's time to start getting a little bit more barbaric again.
Well, the administration also announced they're going to cut food stamps to Minnesota because they say some of the food stamps.
Not just barbaric, you know, consistent. You don't even need to be barbaric, just consistency.
And it is again unconstitutional for them to do so.
Are you confident that the fraud that has been discovered is no longer being conducted now? Is there any justification for saying this food stamp money is somehow being misused?
Yeah, there are ways to investigate fraud, which we have been doing in Minnesota, which the federal government has been doing under the Biden administration. There is no reason for them to use this level of rhetoric. There is no reason for them to fully stop funding these programs.
Every blue state refused to send the federal government records of who was on federally funded welfare programs because they all want to hide the massive amount of taxpayer money that is going to pay for illegals. And in the case of Ilhan Omar's Somali constituency, we know that 89% of Somali households with a child are on some sort of welfare. That's why, in her words, it's causing so much chaos that now these welfare recipients can't wire money back to Somalia, and why the Somali community specifically is so negatively impacted by SNAP funding being canceled. It's like these blue states think everyone is entitled to bankroll the lifestyle of their illegal future Democrat voter.
#soon,
they
baby.
promise them free stuff if they turn around and vote Democrat when they eventually gain citizenship, or even before they get citizenship, because we know in Minnesota, one U.S. citizen can advocate or endorse for 9 other people to vote. And those 9 other people aren't checked or vetted for citizenship. They just simply get advocated by one Somali who is a US citizen, and they're good to go. And Democrats are offended that the American
That's crazy.
people no
That's crazy
longer
to me.
want to fund their
And I live in
illegal
Europe.
voter
You know what I
harvesting
mean?
scheme. And she claims the Biden
That's
administration
nuts,
was
bro.
doing its job to crack down on fraud, even though in the first clip we saw they were allowing over $1 million a day to exit the Minneapolis airport. She just wants the investigations to stop entirely, because if they continue down that rabbit hole, Ilhan Omar will eventually be implicated. But let me know what you guys think down in the comment section below. If you enjoyed the video,
You have a great day now.
Almost certainly, right? She's on fucking footage with all of these people being super buddy-buddy. Like, there's no way she's not involved.
Did Asmon hear about the dystopian Pathways game that the UK made to combat radicalization? So, gentlemen, we have a new game made by the UK in order to navigate gaming, the internet, and extremism. It's been made by them for us to become de-radicalized and better members of society. Are you ready? I'm not. Let's start it. Welcome to Pathways, an interactive game where you determine your journey. In this game, you'll have to choose between certain options that can lead to different outcomes. Let's see where your path takes you.
In this
Instructions.
game, you will be presented with scenarios that require you to take action, like hearing something hateful while gaming, or watching a provocative video on social media.
Hearing something hurtful while gaming. Oh no.
I've never heard something hurtful
From
while
the three-
gaming. Literally never.
The alternative options presented. You will use your mouse to select one.
You know
based
why?
on the information
Because I don't let it
and
hurt
what
me.
outcomes you
Crazy
can
how that
possibly
works,
have.
I know.
Got it?
The choices you make will determine the
Make.
route your character takes.
From the rear, the base.
Remember to be aware of getting trapped in risky or harmful situations.
But I thought this was on
That's
the internet.
hilarious.
Your choices can lead to situations involving extremism and radicalization.
Radicalization.
Uh-oh. Oh no. Okay. I don't want to get radicalized.
Bro, you make a game with this and you put that fucking voice on it? Fail right off the bat, because I'm just having fun with the accent alone, dude. Like, radicalization from the rear, the base.
Choose your character. Well, I'm
Bro,
gonna be a guy.
the UK government is so deeply unserious. They're clowns. This is what happens when a traitor is your prime minister, right?
Obviously. Okay, this is level 1.
That's fucking funny, dude.
Charlie was enjoying an online game with friends.
Uh-huh. Yeah? Then what?
Charlie had not long started attending a new college in East Riding,
Yeah.
and they were so relieved to have made new friends having recently left school.
Okay. And then what?
Charlie has started browsing new games and websites that some of the
Yeah.
new friends use. Sometimes, though, the people on these websites say things that seem off, even slightly concerning.
Just say Steam. Just say Steam.
Level 18, Jesus.
Someone on this website has encouraged Charlie to download a video, but Charlie is unsure.
Yeah?
How should Charlie react?
Well, tell an adult, right? I mean, you don't want to download the video. I mean, obviously you don't want to do that. Like, I mean, it could be a virus. It's not even about it being a video. It could be a fucking virus. I mean, obviously you don't want to do that. I mean, duh. I'm gonna get... all right.
She's
Well,
looking at the
it's
comments
A,
now.
obviously.
Hey!
Charlie wanted to continue being part of their new online community.
Wait, I'm gonna become a Nazi. Again.
Charlie downloaded the video and shared it with different people online.
Okay. Yeah. What's the video? Well, doesn't it tell you what the video is?
Charlie felt relieved and happy that people were liking the video.
But
and
they don't
also
even say what the
sharing it.
video is.
Deep down, Charlie wasn't sure if this was the right thing to do, as some of the ideas in the video were extreme and violent.
But no, you didn't even say that. So, like, I don't even understand. You didn't even explain what the video was in the first place. How could I have known that it was a good idea to download the video? The only frame of reference you could have had would be, is the video potentially a virus because you're giving it to a kid? Like, this is so retarded.
Duh! It's from the UK government. What the fuck do you expect?
It's important to remember that downloading or streaming certain content can lead
This
to
is
a
hilarious.
terrorist offence conviction.
I love America. I am so glad that I don't live in this country. Oh my god. Okay, so that's
Same,
number one.
and I live right next to it.
Charlie, is
I'm
receiving
I'm super fucking happy Brexit was a thing, dude. I'm sorry, but we don't want your fucking authoritarian dickheads. Okay, we've got enough authoritarian dickheads of our own. We don't need yours on top of ours. Thanks. Stay the fuck where you are, dude. It's like, can we just quarantine the UK? You know, they're on an island already, right? Just stop letting people go there.
important grade on a piece of work they submitted for their hospitality course at college.
All right.
They're already destroying
Charlie
themselves.
put in
Just,
a lot
you know,
of effort for this work.
shut it
and
off and just
excited to
watch it
receive
happen.
Good feedback.
Okay.
And think of it this way. They have a fantastic CCTV spy network as well, so we could just tap into that and have like the best TV show in years.
Charlie takes a seat in class
Great.
and waits to get their
I'm gonna
grade.
get a good grade.
It'll be fantastic.
To their disappointment, Charlie doesn't do as well as they expect.
Burn
They
down
got
the school.
60 out of 100
Burn
for
it
their
down.
work, but they wanted at
You
least
have to.
75
You
out
have
of
to.
100.
You have to do it.
To make matters worse, somebody else got
And she's
80 out of
black?
100. And the teacher said
Oh,
that
no!
this person has received a job offer.
Now I hate black people. Oh my god, I knew it. Shit. And a woman?
I can't believe this is a real thing.
Charlie has applied to dozens of jobs,
Yeah.
but hasn't had any luck yet.
Yeah?
Somebody else in the class tells Charlie that this is proof
Stop it.
that immigrants are coming to the UK
True.
and taking their jobs.
True. Ignore the comment and ask how the course leader on feedback on how you can improve.
Bro, she just doesn't
Ignore
listen
the
at all.
comment, but don't address your frustration. Agree with the comment and explore the idea
I'm a
further.
poker with the bottle.
So true. Absolutely. Yep.
Charlie approached the classmate angrily.
Yeah.
He agreed with the ideas and began shouting about them in class.
Damn, Charlie's crashing out.
The teacher let Charlie know that the school has a zero tolerance on hate speech.
But I thought it was just an immigrant,
Fucking
not a hate.
kids.
What?
The teacher was concerned by Charlie's outburst and tried to get to the bottom of
Charlie,
Yeah.
from the
Then what?
database.
it. Charlie became more agitated and ended up having to sit alone for the duration of the week's
Learn.
lessons because of the hurtful things they said.
Oh, he had to be in the corner. Wow.
Bro, I'm gonna kick my cat out. I can just hear it. It's like,
Okay, got it.
like,
Charlie has been chilling out
Gross.
all
Come on.
afternoon.
Just let. Yep. All right.
They've been scrolling on social media.
They? You mean he?
Too many wires.
They spot a video that seems to be getting a lot of attention.
They're avoiding gendered language. Oh my god. This is crazy.
Charlie watches the video and learns from the video that Muslim men are stealing the places of British war veterans in emergency accommodation.
Oh!
Accommodation.
So this is in
on
Germany.
the database.
Because isn't that exactly what happened? Uh-oh.
In the video, they explain that the government is betraying white British people.
Yes.
And we need to take back control of our country.
Right. How should Charlie react? Scroll past the content, ignore...
It's absolutely hilarious that they took like the most British accent you could think of. Shouldn't you have taken like a, you know, a Pakistani accent or something, right? Like why is the English the video so unbelievably British, and then it's trying to make you not care that you're British? Like, my god.
Ignoring the message. Find more about the topic online. Engage directly with the post.
Leanne.
This seems... Well, I would look up more about it, right? Obviously,
I
yeah,
don't know
you should
what the
look it
fuck to
up
do
and
with
see
this
if
cat
this is true or
sometimes.
not. Yeah, I feel like that's smart. You know, find out more. Yeah, you go with B. That's what I would do, of course. Okay?
Charlie wasn't sure if this video was true.
Yeah.
But the
Now she's
recent
gonna be
other
scratching the door for
encounters
the next
made
30
them
minutes
curious.
to an hour.
Charlie went directly to the account's website and found research papers, statistics,
Papers.
information about protests, and more regarding the replacement of white people.
Don't believe your lying eyes.
Oh no. Oh god, this is bad. This is really bad.
Imagine
guys. This is
reading
super bad.
information. How dare he?
They continued browsing and encountered lots of harmful groups who agree with these sentiments.
Yeah?
Charlie began intaking a lot of harmful
Based.
ideological messages.
Based.
In fact, some of the groups were actually illegal.
Oh no! Oh god, they were illegal groups, or they have illegal opinions? Oh no!
Oh, like Free Palestine
So I
group?
want you to keep in mind that what they're saying here is that
Literally
by
illegal over there.
researching and looking things up
Just so you
yourself
know,
and
if
looking
you're a
for
lifty.
further information, you will find
They're making
out
your
that
shit
you're
illegal too.
radicalized. Sorry, you will become radicalized. That's it. Stop. Because like, if again you go back to these options, can I click on these? I don't think I can I? Okay, it's literally just fucking 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, ignore your lying eyes. Don't research things any further. If you hear something that doesn't go along with what our
Someone
thinking
fucked up
is,
the cooking.
then you need to turn that off immediately. You have to report it as soon
You're
as you
supposed
can.
to place it on the tram.
This is a real thing.
That's funny.
Charlie has been enjoying a family dinner at home when they receive a
Home.
notification from their friend.
Let me guess. Black people are bad.
Charlie's mum makes a comment about using ferns at the dinner table, but Charlie checks in anyway.
You don't want to listen to a woman?
Amelia, Charlie's close friend, has made a video encouraging young people in Bridlington to join a political group that seeks to defend English rights.
Oh my god. Yeah, is that right? So, should we not defend English rights?
Amelia, Charlie.
Bro, this game is pure propaganda.
Close
Holy
friend
shit.
Has made a video encouraging young people in Bridlington.
Game?
Amelia encourages Charlie to join a secret group on an app Charlie hasn't heard of before. Charlie isn't sure whether to join, explore further, or ignore.
Okay, what should he do?
Join.
Ignore the video, risk upsetting your friend. Like the video and show your support to a friend, but don't join the secret group. Share the video and join the secret group as your friend requested. I think we should go with the based option, right? Let's go join. Yeah, definitely. I think that's the right option for sure. Like, I would probably choose B personally. But, okay, we're gonna go with C. Let me see what B says. Because I think B is the most entertaining outcome. Like, because like B is just like, oh yeah, okay, for sure, man, definitely. Let's explain how that's a bad thing. The radicalized route? Yeah, let's go. Let's do this. Because that's what I would pick. I would pick B. B is the reasonable thing that I would do as an individual. I would be like, okay, fine, that's nice, great. This is okay. Let's go at fence sitter. Well, yeah, I'm not much of a joiner for things. So yeah, I'd go with B. I'm Charlie, okay? You're not Charlie, I'm Charlie.
Charlie settled for a middle ground. They didn't want their friend to think they didn't care, but they didn't know if they wanted to join the group.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
They decided to like the post quickly and continued to eat their dinner.
Yeah, exactly, you're busy. Yeah, sure. We are all Charlie? You're Charlie? Charlie who?
During the night, Charlie received a message from a stranger who saw that they had liked the post.
The post.
In the middle of the night. In the middle of the night, they're messaging him. Did you just like this post? Did you like this post about hating black people?
Before they knew it, Charlie had been added to an encrypted private group without Charlie's permission.
That's such bullshit. Holy fuck.
What? So you're in the group anyway? Oh my god.
Charlie was seeing their dad at the weekend. He lives in Hull, so their weekends look very different to their weekdays in East Riding.
Okay.
Charlie's friend Amelia immediately looked interested and told them about a protest she wished she could go to herself, but was not allowed.
Oh, why not? Because she's a woman.
Amelia spoke of a gathering that had been organised by a small political group. They would come together and protest the changes that Britain has been through in the last few years and the erosion of British values.
The erosion. They would come together and protest the changes that Britain has been through in the last few years and the erosion of British values.
Amelia talked about the banners and the pickets that her friends had made for the events and expressed a real regret that she could not go.
Bro, this
begging
is
Charlie
like
to go in her place.
pure propaganda, like Hitler
Charlie has
Youth
nothing
propaganda
to do
type
this
shit.
weekend, and a
Like, it's
protest
fucking
sounded like an
crazy.
interesting thing to take part in.
I wouldn't want to go because it's annoying. Decline the offer, risking your friendship. Tell your friend you'll watch from the sidelines. Let them know what happens. I wouldn't join that shit, bro. Like, fuck no. Like, what if somebody tries to drive a car through that? This is Europe, man. Like, fuck no, I wouldn't do that.
Right?
Yeah,
That's what I'm thinking. No, because you got some crazy ass fucking immigrants in a van.
I'll watch it happen.
All of a sudden, there's like 18 deads.
She's asking you to carry her.
It would
cross.
definitely
You
not
let
be
this
the
bitch
first
tell you
time,
what
or
to
the
do?
second time, or the third time, right? Like, this is kind of what we've been dealing with over here. They've literally put up anti-car barriers on the fucking Christmas markets and shit. Like, I've seen them, right? It's...
She ain't gonna run me. She ain't gonna tell me what to do at all. Fuck that. Charlie
went to the protest in the end. It wasn't what they expected.
What was it instead?
They noticed the protest seemed to be more about racism and anti-immigration than British values
You don't
and
have to repeat
honouring
yourself.
fallen veterans.
Yeah, it's the same thing.
Charlie grew increasingly uncomfortable as the crowd became angrier. Police arrived after a few violent outbreaks.
Yeah, those are the ones that are the violent ones, for sure.
Before they knew it, they were running away from the scene. Some protesters next to Charlie had drawn the attention of the police.
Oh, Charlie's going to jail.
Charlie had only been here to observe, but the line between observing and participating was too easy to cross.
Uh-oh. Does Charlie die now?
The accent doesn't really help their case.
No.
It really doesn't.
Anti-immigration is racism? That's what they say.
Charlie thought about all the difficult choices they had needed to make in the last few weeks.
Yeah?
Some of their choices had led to changes in friendship, and Charlie was feeling low, as they weren't sure if they had made the right decisions. The teacher had noticed this and decided to reach out.
What does this bitch want?
The teacher sat with them and talked openly and frankly about the ideology that Charlie had discovered.
And now what?
The teacher reassured that Charlie had made the right decisions. Charlie realised that if they had chosen to engage with these harmful ideas, the consequences would have been very different.
Wait, am I the good guy? Click to find out what support Charlie could have received if they had chosen to engage with harmful ideologies.
Who decides what's a harmful ideology? That's always the fucking... So who's the arbiter of the decision here? These people are so fucking... Oh. The authoritarianism is so crazy, dude.
Okay.
Charlie accepted they
I
needed
got enough.
support.
It's fine.
Charlie's teacher made a prevent referral, and they were able to provide
Farewell.
tailored support for Charlie.
Oh, he got a referral.
They began a workshop that helped them learn how to engage
workshop.
positively with
Re-educated.
ideology and the differences between right and wrong in expressing political beliefs.
Yes, of course. There's right political beliefs and wrong political beliefs.
They began a workshop that helped
Charlie
them learn
received
how to engage
counselling
positively
to help them
with
process
ideology
the other
and the
events in their
differences
Sorry.
between
And they
right
felt
and
much
wrong.
better
It's a little bit
expressing
back and
political
forth, right?
beliefs.
Okay, yeah, he got re-educated.
Literally.
Here, I'll say it again. I'll have it do it again.
Charlie received counselling to help them
The
process
communists
the
are
other
actually in
events in their
power
lives.
now,
Wait, he
dude.
had to go to
And he felt
counseling?
much
nuts.
better for it.
Because he liked the YouTube video, he had to go to counseling? What? Congratulations on completing all the scenarios. Let's explore the consequences of your character choices and see what lies ahead.
It was decided that Charlie was at borderline risk of radicalization.
What about all the radical extremists you import? Are you gonna make a game of my toes? No? No, that's what I thought.
Given
no.
their proximity to it,
Yeah? And then what?
Charlie engaged in various activities through Prevent,
Oh, thank
such
God.
as family
Thank
counseling
God,
sessions,
yes.
which helped address
He's
some of
safe.
the issues at the heart of being influenced by
Right.
harmful ideologies.
Yes, of course. Harmful ideologies.
They started taking up new skills and hobbies and made new friends.
Uh-huh. Yeah?
They also started receiving extra support at college to ensure they had someone to talk to openly about ideological thoughts.
But I thought they couldn't think about it. Now let's dive into a video that explains the PREVENT process. This will provide crucial details and advice applicable to real life. Okay, great.
What is PREVENT? PREVENT is a referral program operated by the Home Office in partnership with
The
local
Home
services.
Office.
It was set up in 2003 as part of legislation responding to the 9/11 terror attack in the USA. The overarching aim of PREVENT is to stop violent extremism from happening within our community.
Maybe stop importing terrorists then.
PREVENT works on the basis that any
That seems like good
ideology is
prevention.
harmful, and therefore anyone
Weird how
can
that
be at risk
works.
of becoming radicalized.
Of course.
The program seeks to identify cases of
No one's
extremism
innocent.
before any violent acts are committed.
That's right.
And it does so by
It's Minority
addressing
Report.
difficulties vulnerable individuals may be experiencing
Yes.
and helping them overcome it.
Right.
Why is PREVENT important?
Why is it important?
PREVENT is an important part of the UK's counter-terrorism strategy because it seeks to tackle extremist behaviour
I
as
thought
it
the
emerges
terrorism
instead
never
of
mind.
after an attack.
Because at 9/11...
It acknowledges that underlying issues and vulnerabilities play a role in extreme ideas
But
and
I
behaviours
thought-
and wants to reduce the effects
Did I
that
forget?
push someone into extremism.
Guys.
It's important because PREVENT doesn't seek to punish people who have fallen victim to radicalisation. It aims to reduce the risk of violence and
Radicalisation.
enable vulnerable people to live
I
a
can't
life
get over the
without
accent.
fear
It's so
or
fucking
violence.
retarded.
Who does PREVENT support?
The government.
Though it is rare,
From the
PREVENT
red base.
understands
I feel like I'm
any
playing Make
ideology
Warrior.
has the potential to harm others if the
Yeah.
right conditions are met.
Uh-oh.
PREVENT does not target any specific demographic, community, or ideology.
It sure
and the
seems like
support
it
they
does.
offer is available to anyone who may be motivated by an ideology to behave in an extreme manner.
Oh, really?
This means that anyone
why are they
can
all
be
one
referred to
example?
PREVENT to receive their support.
Uh-huh.
What is the process, and how does PREVENT work?
Do they
PREVENT will only come into contact
there
with
hammers
someone
involved?
if they receive a referral, either from them directly or from someone who has concerns.
Oh.
Referrals can come from a variety of places, such as parents,
so you can
other
report
family
people.
members,
Snitch
or
police.
friends,
Oh,
teachers,
okay.
and health
This is
or
very
social
Stalsy.
workers.
See, I'm telling you, this is
Anyone
such
can make a referral
Hitler
if they
youth
have
shit, dude.
concerns about
Like, holy fuck.
radicalisation.
I can't believe they actually
The
made this.
referral asks the person
That's
filling the
crazy.
form to include
Uh-huh.
details about the individual's behaviour, beliefs,
Yeah.
and other contextual
Right.
factors that might make them vulnerable.
You get to
The
report them.
referral is then reviewed by a panel of experts
Okay.
from different fields to discuss if the person is at risk or not.
So then they just...
and what
Okay,
kind
yeah,
of
of course.
support
Makes
would
sense.
be most appropriate.
Yeah.
Most referrals
They go
are
to
not
the
followed up
Guantanamo
by PREVENT
Bay?
if support from other organisations
Go to
is not
jail for
available.
having these opinions?
On the occasions where PREVENT does take on a referral, the information is passed to Channel.
What's Channel?
Channels are the specialists in supplying support that is specific to radicalisation
Oh.
and ideologies.
Oh, okay.
They work with the individual to reduce the risk of harm to that person and wider society.
How do you reduce it to
They
wider
take a
society?
multi-agency approach to providing support, so support could involve mentors, interactions with people who left harmful ideologies, family support,
Uh-huh.
financial and housing support, counselling or therapy sessions, religious support, and
Uh-huh.
more. Receiving support from PREVENT or Channel does not appear on a criminal record. Any involvement is always confidential and voluntary.
For now.
Involvement with PREVENT
Video
seeks
games,
to lead people
uh-oh.
away from behaviours that are against the law before they engage.
Oh, no.
It is designed not only to keep communities safe and peaceful,
Uh-huh.
but to enable the individual at risk to live a fulfilling life without the risk of fines, arrests, or prison
Yeah.
sentences, which may arise from extreme behaviours.
Uh-huh.
Not wanting your
Wow.
country to go down the shitter is apparently an
God.
extreme behavior now. Unbelievable.
What does it show? To prevent, resist, to safeguard us from the threat of extremism and radicalization before violence takes place. Prevent involves lots of organizations such as schools, healthcare practitioners, and police to help people get support if they're considering extreme beliefs or behaviors. Well, here's the thing, right? Is that how is it that it's for every ideology, but only one ideology is being shown? How about that? That's a little bit interesting, isn't it? Oh my God. Jesus. Wow. I wonder why. Support equals you're going to jail. Isn't that so weird? And you have to, the beginning of it is reported by like your parents or your friends into this. Oh my god. And they're using they instead of he. Oh wow. Go back and pick the cuck dancers. It's targeting white males and they still have to make Charlie non-binary. Yeah, true. And who made this game? Oh, I don't know, but definitely not anybody that cares
It's not
about
a game,
free
it's
speech or free
propaganda.
expression. I'll certainly tell you that.
Words have meaning.
George Orwell made the game. Charlie was sent to jail for asking too many questions. Charlie had harmful opinions. Charlie had to die. We had to kill Charlie. Charlie believed that immigration wasn't our best advantage. Charlie died. Mute the audio, it's terrible. Is it really? I had no idea. And anyway, I'm going to take a break and chill out, but I figured I would at least, you know, do that. I forgot all about this, but I'm glad I did it myself. It's funny. And I'll be back on tomorrow and, you know, do the same usual shit I usually do. And
I'm glad he did it because I was never gonna. Fuck that. Just checking if the guy needed help or not. Level 18, I ain't doing much against that.
They are being silenced.
Yep.
And the silence from the Western left, well, that's a choice. A choice to protect an ideology, a choice to excuse Islamism,
Can
a
I
choice
move?
to
Yep.
look away when millions of people are suffering. Because their suffering, Iranian people's suffering, complicates a slogan. History will remember this moment. It will remember who spoke for universal
hope she's right.
freedom and who decided that some lives matter less than preserving a narrative. Long live Iran.
Man. Man.
I hope they get it.
How about that?
The freedom.
That is crazy.
They seemingly, obviously crave
No,
for
wouldn't it just
the
shift to
fucking
something
footage
stupid
out of
like
Iran is
Yuvani away,
nuts,
they already
dude.
did? Yeah,
They shut down all the lights, so everyone's just holding their phones. It's fucking crazy. There's like a sea of people, like an actual sea of people.
So yeah, she's completely right about this, 100%. I saw this myself, and I feel like obviously I had to talk about it for sure. The chaos in Iran is totally aftershock by Israel and the U.S. for regime change. It's always the end game after over a decade of industrial sabotage. Why do you think Iran wanted nuclear weapons to prevent this exact scenario? Yeah, I think he's right. I think the America and Israel does want regime change, but I think it's a good thing. Like two things can be true at the same time.
Of Iran want regime change.
Are right.
That's pretty
Maybe
obvious, though.
Maybe the regime that kills
No,
its
it's
own
all the
people,
evil Israelis.
actually does. Look at this. This is crazy. Oh my god. I don't know if this looks like it's an AI generated video. It does.
Yeah, here. That's the actual footage. Look at this. That's crazy. Like, that's crazy. Why is the sound gone?
I mean, this is incredible.
Okay,
and
it was
also,
the YouTube
like,
video. It
everything's all
wasn't
lit
me.
up. I thought they turned
It's
out
like,
the power.
what?
So, has to be AI? Yeah, I thought it was. And seriously considering launching strikes on Iran, why am I not surprised? I think that's obviously what's going to happen. But, you know, again, I hope that it doesn't happen unless it has to happen. That's what I've said many times. I'll say it again. He died doing what he loved. Has been killed by the anti-regime protesters. Oh, man. Too bad, huh? He was responsible for the IRGC troops shooting and killing around 10 protesters on January 3rd. The surviving protesters found out where he lived and paid him a home visit.
Damn.
Man.
Damn, that regime is over, bro.
Bozo.
If the fucking guys, if your own civilians are coming into your house to fucking lynch you, you're done, okay? You're done. I really hope they get it, man. If anyone deserves it, they've been oppressed for the last 50, 60 years, dude. Since the like, oh, I want to say 73. Like 79. Wow, okay, I was 6 years off, Jesus. So, like, there's still a ton of people alive there that remember how it was before, right?
Shouldn't have done it. Shouldn't have done it. Shouldn't have been fucking around. And that's it. No, this is what's going to happen. Like, all of those people, they're going to kill all of these people. Like, this is 100,
almost certainly.
If they're
yeah.
not...
There's a video of another police chief getting murked while he's driving across the road. Car drives up next to him, fucking 5 bullets right in the driver window. The first one killed him, you could tell. But they added a couple more just for good measure. Brutal video, I might add.
If they don't get out of the country, they're dead. They're 100% dead. They're going to kill every single one of them. And that's really, I mean, I'm honestly deserved. Totally deserved. These people ran a total oppressive fascist government that kills their own people. They're massively oppressive. Totally fucking deserved.
Massive protests against Ayatollah Khomeini and its brutal regime are persisting in Iran. As Iranian citizens take to the
He's probably in Russia
over its
already, let's be
failed
honest.
economy and skyrocketing inflation.
Sitting right next to Assad.
Food prices surging
50% every year. So, like, keep in mind, like, it's 50% times 50% times 50% of that times 50% of that. It's insane.
70%. President Trump has warned Khomeini
Look how many people there are, dude. Like,
if protesters are killed. But the
tomorrow's gonna be even
Wall Street
worse.
Journal is
Or,
reporting
well, the
that
day
Iran
after, I
is threatening to
suppose.
strike U.S. military bases in the
24-hour
Middle East
maintenance.
if the U.S. tries to take down the Iranian regime. Here's
Yeah, for sure, guys. Oh, yeah.
the president on Friday.
Iran's in big trouble. It
Big
looks
trouble.
to me that the people are taking over certain cities that nobody thought were really possible. I've made the statement very strongly that if they start killing people like they have in the past, we will get involved. We'll be hitting them very hard where it hurts.
As protesters ramped up on Thursday, the Ayatollah dug in by cutting all internet service and international calls inside the country. The internet has been out for 60 hours so far, with Iranian officials also trying to jam up Elon Musk's Skylink to further isolate the country. As
Skylink? I thought it was Starlink, but okay.
protesters have heeded the call from my next guest, the exiled Crown Prince of Iran, His Royal Highness Reza Pahlavi, called on the people.
Listen, you can't expect, I mean, you can't expect a boomer to know what a computer is. You can't get that. They don't understand. You know how it is.
To mobilize and take to the streets
You know
against
how it
the
is.
authoritarian government. Demonstrators calling for Pahlavi to return and to lead Iran. Pahlavi's father, Mohammad Reza Pahlavi, was Shah of Iran from 1941 until 1979, overseeing key modernization initiatives in the country with close ties to both the United States and to Israel, until the extremists and the terrorists overwhelmed the monarchy, forcing the Shah and his wife, Empress Farah Pahlavi, to flee and the Ayatollah to return from exile. Iran then shifted overnight from a U.S.-allied monarchy to an anti-Western Islamic regime, soon to become the largest state sponsor of terrorism, funding Hezbollah and Hamas, among other groups. President Trump and
That's, I think, one of the big things that people don't get is that they pay other people to cause terrorism all around the area. So, like, they just look at the actions of Iran and they say, oh, that's all there is to it. No, there's a lot more to it beyond that.
Secretary of State Marco Rubio posting this weekend on social media that the U.S. stands with the people of Iran, with the president writing this is not the Obama administration when it comes to standing up to the Iranian Ayatollah
not
and
the
his
Iranian-
religious
oh, boy.
Nazi henchmen, and standing behind the people of Iran protesting for a better life. The president retweeted that tweet from Lindsey Graham, who will be
Yep.
joining me momentarily. To the regime leadership, Graham wrote, your brutality
If
against
Iran falls, do you think it'll be unironic peace in the Middle East?
I bet Lindsey Graham is
I
loving
think
this.
it
He's
will
been wanting
be-
war with Iran for like the last 40 years.
Mostly. Like, I mean, I mean, obviously, like,
Ever
just
since
because
I've
like,
ever since I started like getting involved is saying much, but getting informed on politics. That dude's been wanting a fucking war with Iran. like literally, I don't think he's ever had a different stance.
mostly, it's a lot closer. Yeah, I mean, it depends on what happens after.
Not a
that.
big fan personally of that
It'll be a
guy.
massive hit, yeah.
The great people of Iran will not go unchallenged. Join me now in this Sunday Morning Futures exclusive in the middle of these calls to return to power and free the
What they should do, I think, after as soon as this regime falls, they need to just completely go after all these terrorist groups with no restrictions. Just go after every single one of them. Every foot soldier, every mid-level guy, every person in leadership, totally evaporate them. Because that way they don't have time to recover, they don't have time to find new sponsors, they don't have time to do anything. Totally get rid of them.
Is His
That's
Royal
the plan.
Highness, the
They
exiled
should.
Crown Prince of Iran, Reza Pahlavi. Your Highness, thank you so much
Do you
for
think
being
the claps
here
on their
this
own?
morning.
No.
Good
They'll
morning,
just become
Maria.
more extreme.
We have seen other times when the people have risen up, but it feels different this time. You called for the people to mobilize for 2 straight nights this week. Does it feel different? Assess for us what is taking place this weekend in Iran.
Maria, to put it into perspective, in the last 48 hours, Iranians have suffered more casualties than America did
That's what
after
we
the
just saw.
9/11 attack.
Yeah.
This is a moment.
Because I think also, like, people are saying, like, oh, it wasn't that many. Do you really think that they're accurately able to, because, like, I mean, let's just use some logic here. Do you think that the oppressive,
Should have thought of
murderous
that before you
regime is
started
killing
licking the garbage
protesters all
bag.
the time? Yeah, they are. Iran has like 80, 90 million people in it.
Now you're
Do you
locked
think
out.
they've killed more than 3,000 people? Yeah, I bet they have. I do. I bet they have for sure. And the amounts that's being reported, do you think it's accurate? I don't think so. And also the fact that all of the internet is out. So it's probably even worse. There's a very, very high probability that as soon as they cut the internet, they started killing way more of them. You just think about this logically.
That is defining. Despite being
Last night,
completely
2,000,
cut off from the
5,000?
world, internet
Probably.
shut down, and for a regime that is massacring its own people,
Yep.
this is an opportunity to liberate that nation. Remember, the same thugs that hate America also hate their own people.
That's true.
And this is an opportunity to help a nation that starves for liberty, that starves to be rejoined with the free world, and to have the same relationship that we had with America before this revolution occurred, to liberate
Some
us.
specific media groups reported just 60, 80 people. We know it's a lot. It's so obvious. Yeah.
Ourselves and come back to the fold and contribute to world peace and stability, regionally and beyond.
Now, Your Highness, you have called for the opportunity
Leanne.
to become the transitional leader. You've said many times with me on this program, you are hoping to be a transitional leader. What is your plan in that transition? What would the first 100 days look like? Because we know that these protests are economic in nature. They are about food and life and democracy second.
Yeah, of course.
Maria, I'm a fighter pilot. I've trained all my life for exactly this moment, and people are calling on me to step in and lead this transition. I'm here to lead and help our nation go through that transition. But beyond liberation, we have to have a plan for a stable, smooth transition, a plan that, unlike other scenarios we witnessed in our neighborhood, like the de-Baathification in Iraq, will not lead to chaos. We have to ensure stability. We have to be able to protect the citizenry. We have to be able to stabilize the economy. And for that, we have very comprehensive plans. I'm helped by a number.
I'm glad that he has that, and I think that he's right. That and she's right to ask the question. Is that very clearly, if there isn't like an economic solution for this planned, then it's just going to replace this group of terrorists with another group of terrorists, basically. Because people that's the real reason why they went crazy is because of money.
of economists, scientists, jurists, and specialists in every field, so we can in fact address
Don't want
all of
another
these issues
ISIS?
the
Yeah,
moment
exactly.
the opportunity comes. More importantly is what we're doing right now. As you can see, people are still fighting despite this crackdown. They hope that there will be
of course they will.
assistance in protecting them from further bloodshed. I've called upon further strikes, and that's beginning to unfold. We're beginning to see more and more defections, which is very important as part of the transition.
Yeah,
So
that's a huge thing, because as soon as the military realizes that they're going to lose, like one way or another, you're going to see tons of them roach out. Like, I think that religious zealotry is really powerful, but whenever you're facing imminent destruction and the death of not just you, but your family too, I think a lot of people can see reason. I do. I think a lot of them will see reason. They're going to say, you know what? This doesn't look like a good idea.
all of this is at play as we speak.
Self-preservation? Yeah, exactly.
You have tweeted directly at President Trump, and you have a message for President Trump. What is that message, sir?
Mr. President, you have already established your legacy as a man committed to peace and fighting evil forces. There is a reason why people in Iran are renaming streets after your name. They know that you are totally opposite to Barack Obama or Joe Biden.
Oh.
They know that you're not going to follow them under
playing into the orange man ego. Oh, you Karen fucking teen. This place is gonna get blown the fuck up. Yeah.
us as they have had before. This
Smart
is why they
move,
believe
yep.
that this time they are empowered by the hope that you have their back. Your words of solidarity with the Iranian people and your administration
Trump
has
Street, yeah.
had tremendous positive effect. Let's hope that we can permanently seal this legacy by liberating Iran so that we and you can make Iran great again. Let's partner on this and have a better future for our countries and for our people. This is an opportunity that has presented itself. I'm prepared to return to Iran at the first possible opportunity. I'm already planning on that and the transition team. We hope only that the Iranian people this time will be victorious, and they will be, because I know that the Iranians are prepared to die for this cause, and so am I.
They already have.
We're doing everything we can, and I think it's not just for us as Iranians, it's for the whole world. Iranians are prepared to sacrifice not just for themselves, but to make sure that all the evil that has been brought by this regime from the time it came to power dissipates, and we can finally breathe in an atmosphere of tranquility, good relationship with our neighbors, with the Israelis, with our Arab neighbors, and the rest of the world. And this will happen because, unlike this regime, this is the commitment of a nation.
Are you willing to make the commitment to free and fair elections after the transition? Sir, how long are you expecting a transition to take, and what happens then?
It's all going to be fake elections.
The most important process in the democratic process is for the people to have the opportunity to have their representative debate all what needs to be debated in a parliamentary process. My job is to lead this transition, to make sure that no stone is left unturned, that in full transparency people have an opportunity to elect their leaders freely and to decide their own future.
Marco gets a new
Under
job.
international observation, we will know that this will be fair and fair elections. I am committed to that. That has always been my objective. But it is important that we have a good process established so the world understand, and the people of Iran, most importantly, understand exactly this time how we're going to achieve that. Unlike what happened 47 years ago, where nobody really had a clue what it would mean to have what Khomeini planned for Iran. And by the time they woke up to it, it was too late. This time we cannot afford not to be clear on the alternative. I think the alternative is clear. The people have spoken. They have their trust in me. And I've stepped in at their request to provide them with that process. I'm committed to that.
I can't have
and
to
I will
go.
do everything
Fuck.
that I can.
I'm
to
way too far
ensure
away from the
that
fucking.
we end up with a democratic alternative in Iran.
Great.
So how
Sounds
long
awesome.
do you expect the transition to take?
Probably
we have
3
to try
years.
to do it as soon as possible. Realistically
I'd say
speaking,
3
it
years.
could take a couple of years because a lot of things need to happen and people need to be able to organize themselves.
It's realistic. I mean, you got to be real. It's not going to happen over 6 months, bro. Like, that's how it is.
Structures and everything.
3 days,
So it's a process that shouldn't take longer than that. And it all depends on how successful we are in implementing the immediate short-term needs that will stabilize the country. All of that will have an impact on how quickly we can address that issue and bring the transition period to a minimum amount of time possible.
The Trump administration a week ago went into Venezuela and extracted the leader there.
Extracted. I love that. Bro, we straight kidnapped his ass. We sent in the fucking Space Marines in there, and we just kidnapped him. That's it. Got yoinked. Yeah.
Maduro, and
Gotcha,
do you
bitch.
believe that incident galvanized the people in Iran?
Probably helped a little bit, but it was already happening.
Look, every time countries are liberated anywhere in the world, it's a positive message of encouragement to other nations that are still gripping up with unwanted systems and regimes. It's a message of solidarity across the world. People were empowered when they saw the success of Nelson Mandela in South Africa or the success of Lech Walesa in Poland, and so on and so forth. And in this case, our Venezuelan friends who have the same optic and vision of a tomorrow liberated Iran, because unlike the connection of Caracas, Tehran under these two regimes, they can understand that democratic nations will be the best partners possible. I'm happy for the Venezuelan people. I think the Iranian people get encouraged by that. And that's why I think the commitment to help the Iranian people in their liberation is not just, as I said,
I'll be back
for the best interest of the Iranian
later
people,
tonight.
but it is also in the best interest of the world.
I have to do real life shit. Thank you guys so much for hanging out. I'll be back. Bye. Oh, wrong button.